Hey guys, it's Luke with Nerdy Geek Talk, and joining me today, because John is dead, is Aramis Prime, also known as Eric. Hi, Eric.
Hola. Hey, Rook.
Thank you. I am also holding a staff right now, but you can't see that.
Yeah, he's trying to be Rook. It's not the worst. It's probably the best you could do without literally altering the voice.
Oh, I'll do better. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll go practice the Porg voice.
Yeah, I really want you to do an intro trying to be a porg
Just
sometime.
repeated screeching.
Not
We got
this week.
subtitles.
Not this week, but another week. Oh gosh, that'll be hilarious.
I
Oh yeah,
gotta have
you know what?
faith
Yeah,
in
we could just have you making the porg noise and have subtitles on screen. This is gonna happen. All right.
All right. So, there's actually a decent bit of news now, isn't there?
Yeah.
Would you
Um,
like would you like to talk about the news first or Rebels?
let's get the news out of the way.
Okay. So first thing I'd like to acknowledge real world shit is the thing about the movie theaters.
Oh, yeah, how they're raising the prices on how much they get from it.
Yeah, and like now movie theaters don't want to do it.
It's not that many.
Yeah.
Some don't. It's mainly like small local ones. But yes, now some theaters. Just for context, if you don't know what's happening, is that Disney's asking for more money from the ticket sales than has ever been they ever have for any movie. Uh, like
Yeah, I think
more a
it's
bigger percent of
65%.
the so they're asking for more in some theaters. It's again a small minority in terms of the large scale, but some are saying no and they're just not screening the movie.
Yeah, one of the things I find funny is I was talking to someone from the movie theater, and like they have they'll have like the posters in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, we'll usually get to pick like a poster we want because we have like certificates for him like once a year where you can pick a poster you want to take. And he's like, it specifically says on it you can't take a Star Wars poster because like they have a deal with Disney, like they'll buy them back from them or something.
Wow. Also, have you seen the poster that's gone up? I think we might have mentioned this before. It shows it's Rey in the middle, and she actually has red on one half the side of her face. But it's the typical style of all the other stuff has been with the white on the bottom and the red on top. But
Yeah,
Kylo Ren's on her right, but on the left is Luke Skywalker, and he's holding the blue lightsaber.
and we all know left means evil.
I mean, this one isn't mainly hinting at him being evil, but it does show him wielding the blue lightsaber, which is
That's
interesting.
kind of weird.
I mean, I didn't doubt that he would hold it at some point and activate it, but do you think he's actually going to fight with it? Because if he does, what the heck's Rey going to fight with?
A staff, of course. Rook's gonna come out of nowhere, train him with a staff. There you go.
And I really hope he uses the green. If he doesn't have the green lightsaber, I'm going to be mad.
What if they just switch for no apparent reason?
Switch and he uses the blue.
Yeah,
Oh, and she uses the green?
yeah.
That'd be weird.
There's no actual context behind it. It just happens.
You don't even see it. That'd be funny. There's been a bunch of TV spots too, but nothing super new in that, so.
Yeah, there's that, and obviously they just announced that they're doing a new trilogy, right?
Oh yeah. So, and there's a live-action TV series coming in 2019, which will be on the Disney streaming service, which will be cheaper than Netflix. But there's very little talk about there because we have no idea what it is, what time frame, anything. So,
But is that connected to the new trilogy, or that's just something
as
else?
far as I know, there's nothing saying that it's connected to the new trilogy. It's just happening.
But it's live action.
Yes. So we will be getting our first live-action Star Wars show,
You know what I'm hoping for, Eric.
Knights of the Old Republic.
I want to see like 100 Jedi fighting 100 Sith at once.
I
Like
feel I
like
don't know.
like freaking Battle of Geonosis, but like times two.
I would love that, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, cause like Game of Thrones, I don't watch it, but that has a lot of really large scale battles, right? So I feel like maybe they could do it. I hope so. I certainly hope
Yeah,
so.
that's because like that's weird now because like you said Game of Thrones and and someone told me they spend 2 million an episode.
Really. I mean, I
Yeah,
know that it's insanely popular, so I don't doubt that they make back a decent amount of money, but like 2
Yeah,
million? That's really high. Wait,
there's that.
that's how
That's
much
like
they spend on production for each episode?
yeah, that's like not even included paying like the actors.
I think that's too high. Now I'm gonna look that up later. It's possible I'm wrong, but I think that's too high.
I mean, that means there's high hopes because now like that's just different company, and now we got freaking like
Yeah, you have
Disney, who
Disney
is
backing
super
this, which
evil.
is yes, but Disney is backing this, which is what gives me confidence that they can do it. I'm curious how dark the show will be though, but because I feel like a live action show should be at least somewhat darker than the animated shows, but we'll see. Before we discuss what we want in a new trilogy, how about we get our little review of Rebels out of the way first? Because it should be quick. I don't have a ton to talk about. I don't think you
Rebels
do
rant.
either.
Oh my God, we're gonna call this Rebels rant.
Rebels Rant. We should
Yeah.
call it that every week. That's a new segment. Rebels Rant. All
Good
right.
job, everyone.
So this is the mid-season finale. Do you remember what the name of the episode was called?
It was just called Attack or something, wasn't it?
Rebel Attack, I believe. I think it was
Yeah.
Rebel Attack. So this is the mid-season finale. This is the final season, and we talked about this a bit before the show started. It was kind of a letdown.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even realize that it was the mid-season finale. Like that's how like
Me
planned
neither.
everything.
That's until the end, and I was like, "Oh, there's not a second episode." Just for starters,
Yeah.
this is 30 minutes. It's not hour block like every other Rebels episode has been. It's only 30 minutes, and I feel like it really could have been strong if it had had a second half. Like, I felt like it would have been a good setup for a second half that would have been a killer mid-season finale. Now, in all
Yeah.
fairness, I think they're holding back like crazy for the actual second half of the season, that real finale, next year, early next year. I think it's January that it starts again, like early. I could be wrong. Either way, it's definitely not in December. It's not December, is it? It's like late. It's January. I'm almost certain. But either way, we have a break for a while. And yeah, it wasn't a bad episode. Like, just to get that out of the way, it wasn't a bad episode.
No.
It's just, it really could have used a second half, I think, that would have made it way more exciting, way more of a mid-season finale like the past ones have been exciting. And my only real complaint about it is that Hera was too good at fighting Rook. She's a pilot. She's not a fighter. He's a trained assassin. She should not have been able to put up that much of a fight several times. Like it wasn't short. Like that was
Yeah, see, I would have been more cool if it was even for like a split second, and then like he just overpowered her.
yeah.
But like you said, it was like too even to
It
really
was,
be like,
yeah,
okay.
it was too long. Like it would have been much quicker and much more one-sided. Like I'm not saying that she wouldn't have fought him. She would have attempted to put up a fight, but he is a trained assassin. She is a pilot. Even if she has some combat training, which I'm sure she has some, she should be nowhere near the level that he is. That doesn't make any sense. It was for plot reasons, so that way they could have a little fight, and then she gets away, and then he catches her later. Like it just, I did love that Governor Price, whenever they caught the Hera, that she's like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you." Just tased her right away, like unconscious. Because after reading the Thrawn book, that is so Governor Price. That is so in her personality.
Why?
She's a terrible person. What is that noise?
I don't know.
Are you eating something?
No, I don't eat something whenever I do this ever.
I usually don't because the camera's on me. If the camera's not on me, I do. I will drink and eat freely. But I don't blame you. What was that? But anyways, yeah. I don't have much to say about this episode really. Like this is literally the episode I have the least to say about. Oh, the thing with Kanan and the wolves was weird.
What, that like disappeared and showed back up?
Do you think, yeah, like how he disappeared, showed back up, but then he's just like, "What do you want? Doom." Okay, I got it.
Thank you.
I don't understand. I don't get it. I really hope. I hope that someone has some good theories as to the wolves soon. No, but I really hope they explain it in the second half of the season. Like I'm all down for theorizing a ton. Like I love that,
Yeah.
but it's really open right now. I need it to be a little bit more clear the next half of the season. And again, I'm
Uh,
fine with that. Like, I'm fine with how they have it right now. They just need to clear it up second half of the season.
I really enjoyed the beginning of the episode with the freaking fleet trying to attack, and I'm like, yep, that one is exactly as you'd expect with Thrawn.
Yeah. I'm surprised that even. Well, I love that none of that. Like, I love how they made it through the fleet. Some of them did. And Thrawn's like, oh, okay, time for the second wave to get them. And then they all get annihilated. And you don't even
Yeah,
see
it's
it.
like, oh my god, they're gonna reach it. No, it's not a
That's what
problem.
I loved that. You're right. I loved that because that really showed just how good Thrawn is. Like, he doesn't lose.
Here's what I'm confused. There's the thing with Ezra when they're like, oh, okay, distract him. He's like, how? It's Thrawn. Why did Hera just think like, yep, an upfront attack would work?
I don't know if she was really thinking. It was more like my family's on that planet, and also there's a dangerous weapons factory that needs to be destroyed, so we just have to frickin' try. So, I mean, I think that I don't know. I thought the X-wing looked good though, but I think that's about it
Oh
for.
yeah, and he shot the pilot dude.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's like, oh, he's not moving. What a
yeah.
shame.
Um. So I think that's about it for Rebels, right?
But I can rant. God damn it, let me
But we want
rant.
to talk about this new trilogy, right?
Well, there's that. I got a time frame. Don't worry, I got a nice time frame in mind.
Okay.
So, I guess the rest of the Rebels is gonna take place on Lothal.
That's what I'm guessing, which I know you guys said I was crazy. Although I think that was mainly John that said that one was crazy. I kind of
Yeah.
thought that since the beginning. I'm pretty sure now that it's going to take place on Lothal.
Yeah, now I'm really confused how it's going to end. Like the fact that that's pretty much like cemented.
Also, I'm not. Hera definitely lives, and like honestly, how it's going now, I could have seen Hera dying, but we know Hera and
Yeah.
Chopper make it. So I'm kind of curious how she lives, but
Okay.
other people don't. We'll see.
I literally thought of this like 20 minutes before we started the video, and I feel like you'll agree with me on this. I feel like what's gonna happen at some point is like Thrawn is gonna like be face to face with Ezra, and it's gonna be something like, because like he's trying to help his people,
Mm-hmm.
and like a major point of Ezra this season was he wants to help us all. I feel it's gonna be something like, oh, you want to save your people, like that's something I can respect,
I
and I
could
feel
see
like
that.
because I can feel like he's like, okay, we're gonna back off for now because you're just trying to protect your people. That's what I like to do. I respect that. You can have this victory.
I could almost see Thrawn doing something similar. I won't say exactly what because it's a spoiler for the Thrawn novel, so don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it. But
No,
what
we just did a spoiler warning. It's okay.
I think it's possible that they could get rid of Ezra, but without killing him off, the same way Thrawn got rid of his aide at the end of the Thrawn novel, is that he sends him off to help his people. And he's nowhere. That aide is a main character in the Thrawn novel, and he is nowhere to be seen in Rebels, and that is why is because Thrawn sent him off, and he goes into the unknown regions, and he is now helping the Chiss Empire. So I could see maybe Ezra. I could see. I don't know. I'm curious
What?
if they would try that.
What if he did something that's like, oh, like how about? Because he's a smart guy. Like he knows how to like have leverage and shit. So what if he's like, okay, you can have your planet, but in exchange, you're going to help mine.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is that maybe it does something like that? I'm curious though because I don't think Ezra would be willing to do that if Kanan died
I
that
don't
he
know.
knew of. So maybe he could do that and leave, but then Kanan dies later. I don't know. Now I'm kind of curious though, but I think
Oh
it's
my god! Now we can segue into the trilogy because it
yeah.
could relate to this.
Oh God, no, it won't.
I
No, it
love
won't.
that we never planned segues,
That is true.
but
I
it
kind
works.
of do on the Transformer show occasionally, but not very often. I'm lazy.
It just cuts to black, and then I start talking again.
Um. So the new trilogy. So we found out that obviously oh God, what's his? Now I'm blanking. Who directed? J.J. Abrams is directing Episode 9, even though a lot of people were like, oh, maybe Ryan Johnson will direct episode 9. No, he's not. Because Ryan
Shut up,
Johnson is
James.
in charge of the brand new trilogy coming after this trilogy that has nothing to do with the Skywalker family.
Oh, is that what they said?
Yes.
That's pretty awesome. I did not
They
know
said
that.
it's about brand new characters. So I don't expect it to be about characters that we know. Like, I'm not saying we will have cameos of characters we know, but I'm not expecting any main characters to be like from Rebels or from the Clone Wars or anything like that, or even the sequel trilogy. I don't expect that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be. I'm curious what time frame it'll take place during. Like, it could be Knights of the Old Republic. I think that they're going to do something like brand new, like literally brand new characters, like that not even
Yeah.
like pull from Legends. I mean, obviously for background stuff, for plot maybe, but like in terms of the main characters, I think they're going to go brand new, which I would be really excited for. That's what my hope is. But Ryan Johnson is directing the first one and he's writing all of them.
See, that's because that was bad. I feel like you can look at this like a lot of different ways, but a way I would be cool with is like there's the one with, like Old Republic,
Hmm.
but I'd be cool if like they said it's a trilogy, but what if it's like they're like people do prequel books. If it's something like that, like here's one of the series is going to be about how the Mandalorians got this way, or like here's how that like the Empire, here's how the Republic formed. Like it's
Um, I
but it's
mean, it's
like
possible that it could focus on some of those topics, but I'm almost certain it is a trilogy. Like, they wouldn't call it a trilogy if it was a set of 3 films all focusing on different things. Like, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a main cast that is in all 3.
okay, I'll just cry, I guess.
I mean, they could do one on, like, the Mandalorians. That would be a really neat trilogy. Sad. They could do one on the Mandalorians. I would love that. I don't
Like
think
pre
it's
Vizsla or who's the first Mandalorian to be a Jedi?
it's something Vizsla.
That'd be cool if they brought that up somehow. That'd be cool.
That would be really neat. Especially they could do that because that's like Old Republic times. I think that he became a Jedi. Then the dark saber would be in the movies, and I would be so happy. Oh, but I think the main thing that this trilogy means is not anything to do with this trilogy, but the fact I think it means they are so confident in the Last Jedi because you know what they didn't do? They didn't wait 2 months for The Last Jedi to come out and for reviews and all that. They didn't wait till after Last Jedi came out and said, "Oh, everyone loves Ryan Johnson's movie. Let's sign him on." No, not only did they sign him on beforehand, they announced it a month before The Last Jedi comes out. That takes some balls.
That's true.
That is a bold move. That means they are very confident in this upcoming movie, and that is very exciting for me at least. So, yeah.
What time frame do you think it's going to take place in?
I don't know. I'm really confused. If it's not Old Republic, and I kind of don't think it is, because I think if anything, if Old Republic gets covered, I feel like it'll be a video game or the TV series. I Part of me wants to say that it could still be. I don't think it'll be prequel. I think it might be. I don't know. It could take place during Star Wars, but like focus on a totally separate place, like totally different area of the galaxy, maybe.
And this is going to be a stupid question, but did they say if it's going to be a show or a movie?
No, it's a trilogy. That's a movie.
Oh, okay, my bad. I just wanted to make sure, like, I didn't misinterpret anything.
Yeah, the trilogy. It's 3 movies, which are all like sequels of each other. That's why I said it can't. It
I just
can't
wanted
be.
to make sure.
Yeah, that why I can't. That's why it can't be of the other topics you said. Like it could be about one of those, but it can't be about all of them because it's 3 movies straight in a row, which could
Yeah,
have time gaps, but it's like A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi type thing. Part of me wants to say it could take place during original trilogy or even the sequel trilogy, but it's separate play. I doubt sequel trilogy because we're getting out of that area for sure. It could take place even long after, which would be really
Yeah,
interesting.
I, I, I
I
feel
don't
like they're
know.
either going to like go like really far ahead or really far back.
But part of me thinks that they could also do it in the time gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens and have it a different area of the galaxy with characters we don't know. Because who says that there isn't a bunch of people doing exciting stuff in that 30? Like, that's a 30
There
year
isn't.
gap.
There's no Jedi. There's no more fun people.
There's no more Jedi or Sith. I mean,
There's no
Luke is
more
off.
enjoyable.
You could have Luke with some Jedi and not necessarily even have Luke in the movie, but have his Jedi Order be in the movie. And
Oh
so,
boy, hope none of them die.
I mean, you can't say that you hope they're alive by Force Awakens, but that doesn't mean they die in the movie. I I don't know. It's really confusing, but I'm really excited. I hope they do a lot of new stuff. Like I am glad that we are going to be getting some new main characters that aren't Skywalkers. As much as I love the Skywalker lineage in that story, like I really really love it, but we'll see.
Uh, See, I'm thinking about it because like I know like I'm thinking like what would I do if I was in charge of this stuff?
Mhm.
Like the way I'm looking at it is like okay, we got this 50-year time span where we have like like six like 1 through 7
Mhm.
and like we'll say 1 through 9. I would probably start filling out other gaps at that point because you've erased like a lot of history with Legends. Like I would personally start filling in a lot of gaps.
So I think that so you mean like a lot of gaps during that time period or outside of that time period?
Outside of that time, outside of that
So
like
that's how I could
50,
see them
60 year
going
time
with an
span.
Old Republic type thing, but I think that they are going to try to go brand new characters, so I don't think they would do Old Republic. It's possible they could do that time era, but they wouldn't do those characters.
That's true. Yeah.
Um, I could see them going really far after, but I feel like they wouldn't be able to acknowledge anything that had happened before because because they want to leave themselves room to do another Skywalker trilogy afterwards maybe.
No, no, we're good. We're good.
No, I
That's
am
enough.
certain they're
Good.
going to because guess what? Luke Skywalker didn't get just one trilogy that he showed up in. He was the main character of one, but then he showed up in another trilogy. I am almost certain that whether it be in 5 years after Episode 9 or whatever, they're going to do another trilogy. And it's going to have Kylo Ren, Rey, assuming whichever ones of those survive.
Yoda.
But yeah, like it's going to have those characters, I feel like. So I think that's an inevitability at some point. That story's going to get continued with whatever one of those characters lives. So I feel like if they go afterwards, they'd have to ignore. They can't bring up the past at all. It would have to be really far after, so like no one remembers, or
I I see.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think they would do that just because it's like, because I feel like after watching that, it's like okay, so what's the point of the rest of the movies if nobody remembers them?
Well, I mean, in all fairness, by the time of the Force Awakens, no one remembers what happened during the prequels. It's only
Which
what
kind of
happened
pisses
during.
me off because there's old people still alive.
Um,
There's freaking Wookiees who are like hundreds of years old.
the Wookiees aren't that old, are they? I don't think
Yeah,
Wookiees. I don't.
Chewbacca's pretty damn old. Like, but like, I'm pretty sure he's in like in his it's in like 50s, 60s, or 70s.
Yeah, but like he doesn't live to be hundreds of years old. How
Yes,
old?
I'm googling this.
So am I right
How
now. How old are
how old are
Wookiees?
Wookiees?
240 years. You're right.
Knowledge.
And his dad was 360 whenever his dad. Wait. Oh, his dad was 360 whenever whenever Chewbacca died. But Chewbacca was only 240 when he died. That's Legends though. So,
Just give me.
it's possible in canon that's not the case, but you are right, at least in Legends where it was specified. Yeah, Wookiees are old.
Hashtag Wookiees are old. Tweet it out.
It'll happen. But yeah,
I don't know what they would do, honestly.
I don't
And
know.
it ain't.
I'm really curious. No matter what they do, I really hope there's new troopers because troopers are like my favorite part of Star Wars, probably one of my
Well,
favorites,
they
if not.
suck.
No, no, not stormtroopers. Clone troopers are my favorite,
Oh, okay.
and clones do not suck. Stormtroopers very much do. They very much suck. First Order stormtroopers seem better than stormtroopers, but I still don't think they seem as good as clone troopers.
That's true. I really want it to be like if it was like like a really old like in the lore it was like thousands of years ago, and just like someone at the end of like the first movie is like, oh yeah, by the way, like I figured out how to move stuff with my mind. We should probably look into that.
So, one thing to think about is that if it was in a different part of the galaxy during the war, like the Galactic Civil War. So assuming sometime within the original trilogy, maybe a little bit post original trilogy. Is if I would. Okay, this is my dream trilogy. This is not what I think is going to happen.
Thrawn.
Yeah, it's
Thrawn
it's
trilogy.
it's it's literally going to be like the Thrawn trilogy, not the way it played out in the books, different. But I'm not going to say how the story goes. But Thrawn post Empire, all the way up until like the Force Awakens type thing. But like not focusing on Luke Skywalker, that kind of thing. Focusing on Thrawn in his whatever.
Just sitting there being badass.
He could just, I'd watch Thrawn sit there for 2 hours.
Just solid 2 hours just sitting in a chair directing people.
I would watch that more than once.
They're just gonna get the director and like paint them blue, and the filming of the movie is just gonna be them filming.
Okay, fun
filming
fact,
the movie.
that wouldn't be the first Star Wars movie where the director got painted blue and was in the movie.
That's weirdly specific, but okay.
No, seriously, that actually happened. George Lucas was director of Revenge of the Sith, and he was in Revenge of the Sith as one of the blue. He was I believe, a Chiss, actually, like Thrawn, but he was in the Senate. He was in the Senate. So literally,
I would be a douchebag like that and put myself in the movie.
Especially if I could put myself in a Star Wars movie, I would be a Chiss. Because, like, literally, there's nothing I would rather be. Nothing than that.
Oh, dude, I'm trying to wrap my mind around this still, because you can do stuff like, out in the galaxy, or like in the outer rim, or like in the unknown galaxy.
One thing to take into consideration: do you think there will be force wielders in the movie? Do you think they'll steer clear, like a main character force wielder? Do you think that they'll go a direction where it's like, nah, let's go more of an adventurous route without the force wielders, like more of like people fighting, like a lot of Star Wars? Or do you think it's like a lot of Star Wars stuff is kind of heading like Rogue One style almost, but more like a solid trilogy of a crew like that? Or do you think it's going to be typical Star Wars where you have a force wielder?
I mean, my exception for like the force wielder would be if like they don't even like acknowledge the Sith or Jedi in any way.
I want there to be force wielders. I think it'd be neat if it was like a new faction or something too.
Yeah, no, that would be totally cool.
That's what I would love. I would be cool with it if there wasn't
Lightsabers.
No, if there was lightsabers but not force wielders.
See, I would be cool with the opposite if it was like a force wielder, but they're not using a lightsaber to fight.
I'd rather have people with lightsabers that like not like looking like General Grievous, but that type of thing. General Grievous, Cad Bane even did for a little bit, but although that was because he was fighting.
Cad Bane's awesome.
He was fighting Jedi with her. He'd be a neat character to put in a trilogy, depending on when the time frame is.
Him and Thrawn and Rook, own trilogy right there.
Yes.
That'd be so
Toss
awesome.
him some Mandalorians.
Some like half naked Twi'leks. We'd be good.
I don't really like Twi'leks as much as everyone else does, apparently.
A couple huts. It'd be good.
You're right. You need some crime bosses.
I really just want to see like a muscular. I want to see like a kingpin kind of like hut that's like actually muscular and shit.
You
Like
should
beats the
read
shit.
one of the Star Wars comics actually had one, and he like fought Luke Skywalker, and he collects Jedi artifacts.
That's awesome.
And he has like a string of like lightsabers around his neck.
Because I know there's a non-canon one where he used a lightsaber, but he was a freaking tank.
Yeah, there's one in canon now too.
That's
I
awesome.
want to say it's like Gracchus or something. I could be wrong on that.
Gracchus the Hutt.
I don't know. But I think, is that pretty much all we have for this episode?
I can't really think of anything.
Yeah, I don't think
I feel like we can do a separate like whole video if we really wanted to about
speculating about a trilogy. God, I need a little bit more information because it's just too big. It's too big to think of what it could possibly be. There's so many theories you could come up with, but maybe we'll do a wish list in December on what we would want the trilogy to be. We'll see.
I was thinking about that, like top 5 things I want to be in The Last Jedi.
Top 5 things I want to be in Han Solo, Cad Bane, Boba Fett.
Every bounty hunter we can think of.
Yep.
C-3PO.
I mean, C-3PO and R2-D2 have been in every Star Wars movie so far, so.
Can we just acknowledge the fact that like half the argument for whose Rey's parents are is like, oh, this person speaks with a British accent.
If she wasn't raised by her parents, does her accent mean anything, is my question.
I don't think so.
Exactly. I'm not saying that her parents couldn't have been, but I'm saying that the actress is English, and she doesn't have defined parents as of yet that raised her whole life. So she could have picked up speaking patterns from anywhere else, literally. You know?
What if they just throw every like theory out the window? It's just like, nope, she's just as good. No reason. Just is.
She's just born. Like her parents are right there. They're just an old guy and girl. They just left because they're terrible people.
She just popped up out of the sand, really. Didn't even have parents.
No, because then everyone would be like, oh my god, it's true. She's like a Force baby, just like Anakin Skywalker, except doesn't even have a mom or dad.
It's Jesus!
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at Eric Crowbar. You can tweet at Luke if you feel like doing nothing and tweeting at DarthSand66.
Never.
But he won't look at it.
There's nothing. Okay, okay. You texted me yesterday. Let me reference this exactly.
Oh yeah.
Was the text I got yesterday? Let's see here.
Check your Twitter right now.
Something
like that.
First there is live not love. Then I don't like romantic movies.
Oh, that was John.
Yeah, and then you text in all caps. Both of you need to check your Twitter right now. And I asked you why. You told me it's gonna be glorious. So I did. And I was confused, and the way you explained it to me was Sexy Thrawn versus Hot Callus movie.
Yes, that's going to be the next spin-off movie after Han Solo. I saw it tweeted. It's Thrawn from the comics, so he has long hair because this is when he's abandoned on the planet. Which, fun fact, he wasn't really abandoned on the planet, but
he's just that good.
It's him with super long black hair, all muscular. And then there's Callus, which apparently people think he's hot in Rebels now because he has the new jacket with the new beard and hairstyle.
I like how he's shown up for like 2 minutes.
I'm okay with that. He's not important. I mean, I hope he shows up more towards the end. Like, I hope that he gets some kind of... I don't think he's going to get anything else that happens to him, but I hope that he's at least shown a few more times. So it's like, yeah, he's still part of the rebellion, but...
I'm kind of upset about that. I'm legitimately upset about that. Because I liked his storyline, and now it just kind of stopped.
I mean, I think it pretty much finished. I don't think he has much more of a storyline, unless he dies with Zeb.
Give him a family, goddammit.
Why?
Why not?
I think I'd rather have him die with Zeb. Zeb is his family now. But yeah, that's about it. So, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Wait, did you say which episode this was?
No, I never do.
If you're still listening for some reason, which you probably aren't, this
9.
episode. No, it's definitely not 9.
7.
It's definitely not 7. I think it's
8.
It's either 10 or 11. I think it's 10. Yes.
Spin-off movie number 10.
All right. So that's it. See ya.